Ba-ba-ba. Good evening, everyone. It's Sparks here, back for more Final Fantasy 14. Last time around, we explored Gridania and did a lot of missions there. Today, we're going to wrap up those missions and hopefully get to go to Ul'dah and do its mission. Oh, there are a lot of class quests to do, and I want to fully explore every class because I think that's fun. But definitely going to be operating under the principle of leveling as we go up until we get to the point of unlocking dungeons, because that will massively speed up the rate at which we can level our classes. And once we actually get to a point whereby all the story for every class is done, I'm gonna commit to a class from each role to be the one we level, and then all others won't be. Congratulations, you obtained the False Stone Courage. Ah, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? Where are my manners? My name is... Full gifts. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. So that instant, I sensed you were unlike the others, but you had promise. And so to the present. In its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. You'll say this cannot be tolerated. So I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. Now resides in the depths of the Spirit Hold, under the guard of Fell Fiends. Far more fitting challenge, and I am sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness to the many brave souls who cower there. Yuan will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. I hate to say he's right, but he is. A true warrior can only become great if they're willing to risk it. Well, I guess we're going to wherever this is. Oh, it's to the south. Okay, we're going over there. Dear God, how many? We're gonna have to pass through one of those. I hate this. I hate when this happens. I don't want to participate in any fates unless I have to. Okay, so... Oh wait, there it is. Pathetic, really. Alright. Stone of courage. Recover. Got it. Now we leave this place. Yeah, off camera I went ahead and did one of the objectives for the archery one. Simply because it seemed like it was going to be boring, and I was right. It was. It wasn't worth putting on the stream for content. Which is a shame. Oh well. Nope. Running away. Not interested. Alright, what's this one's hunting log? Tree and saplings, mandragora, wild hoglets, lemurs, boring weevils, fairy thunder, giant gnat, boar pig. Yeah. Lots of things, but not what's important right now. What is important is we need to go into the East Shroud for the Conjurer quest. I will, of course, be doing the hunting log to finish leveling up to 15 so we can continue the main scenario. Alright. I'm hoping the enemy, the last enemy that's on this one is... Oh, well, I mean... It's part of the fate, but... It still counts. And another target is right nearby. Finish this probably 10 minutes. already. Ooh, hello. Leaves of this area. I guess I could go in the middle point. Alright, before we continue. A lot of his targets are actually very close by. So this is a perfect opportunity to get a lot of... Samantha. I saw some hoglets nearby. I'll see who else needs Reborn. It's Conjurer. Conjurer does need Mandragora. I'm heading over there. 3. It's horrible. Get a lot of XP. The northern villages. Oh, there's only one of this. Ah, because it's part of a big cestus and others. furniture required by either of these? Wild Hoglet is, though. Fine. Stay standing where I was. Four of these. Where that one's going to be. We'll have to look for the upgrades. In this area somewhere. I'll have to look for it. Huh. Well, right now. See what this one required again? Arbor buzzards, goblin, which are near Bent Branch. Also occurs goblin hunters, fireflies, revenge, and French branch. Boring needles, fairy flogger, giant gnat, wolf poacher. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, well, they're participating now. I don't mind participating with somebody else involved. That's fine. My problem with fates is they're very slow if you try and do them by yourself, but if you have somebody else with you, it goes a lot faster. Yes, we are, brother. We have some word to expect you. It shall be my pleasure to instruct you on the patterns of gusts and gales. How to proceed? Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the title of hero, and well, you are my first student. Ah, yes, I believe I have a suitable task for you. To the east of Sweet Bloom here, there's a small spring giving rise to a pool. Go there and clear the air of the honeybee swarm which lately took up residence in the area. You seem uncertain. Maybe you wonder about the connection between my request and such pursuit. I sympathize, however. But trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this the will deepen your understanding of wind. Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. I should go over to that area at the very least. Sync up with the Etherite. Great. Why do we do this? That. Okay. I have to find the goblins. They're apparently somewhere in this area. I haven't seen any yet, so I don't know where exactly they are. But they're somewhere nearby. Oh well. I'll check the other logs and see what else we need to find besides them. Welcome back. I take it the bees are no more? Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Balkan's preferred flowers in the vicinity of spring? I ask because we're not. Strange, that is it not, for the bees to choose to congregate there? What has caused this aberrant behavior? Still your mind and reach with your senses. Can you feel it? The path of wind veers from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along in its wake. To play havoc with the air current, such as servants who seeks to corrupt it. First, ring your sweet blue power and search for pockets of corrupted air. Should you find one, use your power conjuring to this person. Why couldn't you just tell me that to begin with? I could have done that while I was there instead of coming back only to go all the way back. Jeez. I forget sometimes how back and forth things can be. Alright. Ooh, hello. Quests as an instance. Let's go with its small wings right first before we deal with the very expensive copy, it should not pay so low. Keep the healing teammates channel and east offense. With some help. Well done, the wind no longer keys its frustrations. Let's return to Full Flower. Says the wolf. Yep. Could have traveled with me. There. Checks. Okay, there we go. Ah, there we go. I must apologize for exposing such danger. The corruption was greater than I anticipated. But through such trials, we flourish as conjurers. Now then, Arbor, what did you learn as you struggled within the air's grasp? You will doubtless have noticed this wind does not strike with the instant crushing force of Earth. Instead, it torments one's form, dancing across every surface and leaving 1,000 tiny wounds in its wake. These are the agonies of erosion. The experts of its pain, you are now intimately acquainted with wind's capacity for patient destruction. No land is a stranger to its power. When you stand under distant skies and feel the wind's familiar caress upon your skin, what are lessons you have learned here this day? I suppose I should be grateful that this latest elemental disturbance manifests itself at such an opportune time. Only gods know what I would have taught you had it not. The growing frequencies of such onagents concern me. While this truly calamity brought much harm upon the Twelveswood, I suspect some other forces at work here. I bid you remain wary, Arbor. But enough of these ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is ended. Princess still gave flame for Ul'dah, some of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank you for sending such a willing first student. Yay, I'm glad I made him happy. Alright, up there they are. I see the goblins. Islands. Most of the other islands appear to be East Shroud, Nine Eyes, with a Bramble Patch. For Lancer, let's take a look for knives. The Bramble Patch. Nope, not getting involved with that. There we go, running away from this. Just want to get to town. That was a little one. I'm getting this age first. And we'll come back and deal with that. Hail, adventurer, daily representative. If it is work you seek, these good folk who reside in the city Hawthorne Hut have entrusted me with a multitude of tasks I am eager to assign to stalwart heroes. Many of these quests are not for the faint of heart or frail of body. Before sending marching villains, and see what my adventurers arrive on my doorstep, so to speak. Trial guild leave, shall we? I'll go 6 months soon. Fair enough. I shall do it once I have a class that's level 15. First, there was a lemur back there, which means it's one of our targets. Oh, there's another one. Boring wheels. Three. Easily. One more. I need to find it, so let's... Let's let Conjurer finish this up with this log first. Deal with this. Heal up. Buggers, fireflies, fungar, giant gnats, and wolf poachers. Okay. This one needs boring weevils, fungar, giant gnats, boar poachers, and ziz gorlins. Then some and the black bats. Archers. Archers. More lemurs. I think for everything else that's available in the place, I'm going to come back to the quests. So here without the consequence being risking upgrading something that doesn't need upgrading. It's getting a bit warm, so I might have to put a fan. Archer done with it. See another boring weevil to spawn. It'll take long for them to respawn. There it is. Alright, so what's left? Fairy fungar, giant gnats, and boar. A few different ones for this one. Archer. Same story. And conjurer. Aside from the other arbor buzzard and the firefly, which can both be found in near Bent Branch, most of the enemies we need are in this area. So, we're going to go ahead and go back to Bent Branch. so that we can find what we're looking for. Alright. So first, for the conjurer, we need to go to 1927. Okay. So that's a fair bit south. And then west a bit. Yeah, 1927. It's fine. Ooh, we got Lucid Dreaming. One that helps boost our mana generation briefly. Okay. So I'm thinking it's probably somewhere in underground. Yep. No! I like having to fight multiple things at once. Stupid reanimated skeleton. Another? God damn it. Damn it! Bloody undead. Handled well enough alone. That is gross. The discussion is happening in the chat right now. It has 67 millimeters would be 6.7 centimeters, which is just over a fifth of 30 centimeters, which 30 centimeters is roughly equal to 12 inches, so roughly a fifth of 12. Which, yes, that's what? 2 point something? Alright. Well, done with that. Oh, fireflies. All that's left is the armored buzzards. And then all the other enemies are found on the other side of Hawthorne Hut. And can wait until we are finished. Because Archer... yeah, all of those can wait until after we finished the current quest and have gotten as many rewards as we can from maxing out back to Gridania. Oop. Hold on. We now actually have level 14 classes. Which means we can go over here and finish the dancer quest. The quest is the lessons learned to dance. Well, I don't know what sorcery you worked for. The younglings are back, and I do believe we've reached an accommodation. It would seem I was stricter than I imagined, and loosening up a bit has made a great difference. This dance is for the Feast of the Harvest. Give thanks to Nofika and the Elementals. There must be no aggression in this dance, lest the matron be angered. It's very, very important. I do realize I haven't made the best first impression having you fetch my students for me. To make it up for you, will you let me show you the dance? Think of it as a kind of peace offering. Well, that certainly is a dance. And now I'm gonna perform it. Oh, this is gonna be great. Us doing this in that outfit is extra funny. You are a born cancer, dear sir. And so he's... And say we, so say we. Comes a sailor from the sea to show the laddies how it's done, and so say we, and so say we. He's drunk. Swings his ass and says, remember, shiver, shiver me timbers, and so say we, and so say... Oh, Gaza, Master Bean, what have you done? You've brought a weapon to the sacred dance. The matron forgive us. We are surely doomed. Scared her off. We were having fun. Must have been. Wasn't that a sailor song? How do you know it? Never how I know. More to the point, what trouble this is. So. You did. She said you're supposed to be peaceful. The animals will be upset. You know how uptight she gets. Relationships never does run with child. You will all discover it. Wow. Alright, well, we've done that. Well, you made short work of those targets. I must say, it seems you've learned to seek your prey without being preyed upon. Let's continue then. I have a mind to give you a more practical experience, and we received a quest just recently which will provide the perfect opportunity. It seems tree slugs and vultures have been congregating in ever-increasing numbers in the vicinity of the honey yard, causing no end of trouble for the locals. We have been tasked with culling the beasts. This request comes directly from Steel Blade Fade. When the wood whalers and the gods quiver cannot spare the forces to attend to such matters, the conjurers often turn to us for help. Before you ask, there's good reason why we would rather not see to this particular task themselves. The creatures in question possess abilities which can cause problems for the magically inclined. That's quite enough about conjurer troubles. Lucienne taught you how to discern an enemy's key traits, did she not? Well, now you'll need to do so. I'll maintain situational awareness, lest you be overrun. This is a comprehensive review of her lessons and mine. Oh. Yours are as follows. Head out into the shroud and there put down 8 tree slugs and 8 vultures, using all of the skills you've acquired thus far. Good hunting, Artbert. Okay, I can do that. So return, tell me, We obtained the Stone of Courage. Yes, this is indeed a stone, though it is in rather worse condition than when last I saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? As to what briefly threatened to remove the stone to Spirit Hold? Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training, said Hells, this is not to be borne. Listen, Albert, though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as guildmaster compels me to say the office. Heed not that man's words. That Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger as vainglorious trite. As you've already learned, a Lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Admiral's territory serves to temper your courage. Now that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold, and not. As you continue your training, pray keep the lesson just draw close to your heart. Okay. So we got that item. We don't have that item at all. We have that. We actually don't have hard leather Kelgate. So Albert, you come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, our old friend Folgaze paid us on a visit, seemingly intent upon reprising the drawings he gave on the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declared every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offense to his words and demanded satisfaction of the room. Since the part to duel in these shrine. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now, Arbert. Pray go to the shroud in my stead and watch over our comrade. Will do, but first... Anything else? Aside from the helmet review. Okay. Off we go. Well, not yet. First, let's go turn in the Conjurer Guild quest. Welcome back, Arbert. The elementals inform me that you have opened your ears to the voice of the wind. That as well. Having made allies of two elements, you are well on your way along the path of conjuring. The full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient as you seek to embrace nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. They made you study wind? Why bother? You don't need wind to heal things. Whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Conjuring is inextricably bound with nature, Sylvie. That dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assume by your presence here that you have once again abandoned your tutors. You must understand, if you persist in casting spells without the proper knowledge, all the knowledge I need, my mother never needed to embrace nature to heal, and the people she helped were thankful for her art. Ellen conjured the same way she did, and become just as great a conjurer you'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you. I wanted to tell you that I've discovered how to cast rings. What were you thinking, girl? You know not what you do, what you risk. You are meddling with forces beyond your comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I will no course but to strip you of the name of Conjurer and banish you from our halls. To have make myself clear. Why would you be so angry with me? It's not as if I were trying to hurt anyone. That's Sylvie, my dear child. That is precisely the point. My apologies. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. As you have just heard, Sylvie's mother was also a conjurer who was unable to use any spell outside of the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sylvie seeks to emulate her in every way. It is a rare and wondrous talent to heal without relying on the energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all that we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sylvie to cast rays. I shudder to think happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon the true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I am only glad that those same feelings have not hindered you. Whether it's to be with my help or in spite of it, I believe that you will become a fine conjurer. Already you are blessed with great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with our art, as indeed I hope you shall. However you grow, however powerful you become, remember that ours is a power borrowed, not taken. Just double checking, making sure I have everything except the hat. Okay. It is good to see you again, Albert. By the aura you exude, it is plain you have grown further as a conjurer. The time has come that you acquaint yourself with the third element of our art, water. For the first part of your lesson, you are to take this flask of pristine water and pour it at the foot of the hedge tree found near Hawthorne Hut. The water's purity will draw forth the corrupting entity that is siphoning the tree's life force. Dispatch this being and then speak with Brother Josine at the Hawthorne Hut. As you might expect, he is a conjurer with a fine ear for the murmurings of brook and stream. Listen well to his advice if you would learn to master the element of water, which is the element associated with our healing spells. I notice we can perform rays without issue. Alright. First things first, Conjure is the closest to leveling up. I shall have it do the leave. Good. Yes, I would like to return to the lead to turn it in. Such passive performance. Transfers possesses some skill. Feel free to peruse the lead leaves. I look forward to hearing of your future exploits. Yay. Alright. Before we continue with any of the story quests that are in this area, I'm gonna go ahead and go for it with killing the required enemies. I'll finish all the hunting logs that don't require us to go to an area of the shroud we haven't been to. Oh, there's wolf poachers. What's left? Fairy thunder, giant gnats, raptor poachers, shrouds. Get out. all the fungers dealt with. To fight wolf poachers is class choice. Lower guy. Yep. First KO. We have no choice but to return to Limsa. Okay, this is kind of funny, but... Wait, actually... Yes to using one for this kind of teleportation. I'm gonna briefly set Hawthorne Hut as my return point. That way I can hunt enemies without fear. So Lancer, Giant Gnat, Boar Poachers, Ziz Goblins, Gorlins, a few other things. But yeah. It's 2 out of 3. Raptor Poacher. All that's is Giant Gnat and Wild Boar for Archer. Lancer is a bit harder. Does it actually say that this is where they are? Yep, unfortunately that's... I'm gonna have to try and... We only need to kill 3 and then try and deal with the 4 creatures one at a time. Yep, this is where we get the ranged attack, level 15. So I will go ahead and come back for them for the last one later. One more. Alright. Yeah, actually. Just sure. Okay. Now. What's left? So for this one, it's South Shore and Bramble Patch. For the Lancer, the War Poacher, and Zizgorn. Where are those? I haven't run into them yet. I think I have an idea of where they are. Yeah, that's them there. They're a bit on the high level side. I don't think we'll get ready to handle those. So we'll come back in a bit. Don't know about Bramble Path either, but we'll fight this thing, I guess, because I don't feel like trying to run. Okay, first things first. We are going to use Archer and go ahead and finish its quest. Ugh. Oh, that felt awful. Once we turn in enough and upgrade a few things... Oh, hello. Which one's this? Trial by water. It's a con. This thing is not super strong. Talk to somebody, half on hut. Greetings, Albert. Brother Asumi informed me of your coming. I assume it was you who purified the foul water at the hedge tree? Yep, that's right. The joyous bubbling of the elementals was a pleasure to hear. On behalf of both them and myself, I thank you. Now, without further ado, let's speak of that which Brother Asumi sent you here to learn. I trust you did not find it strange to be asked to tend to a tree, and your lesson this day concerns the element of water. One need not have studied botany to realize that the forest requires more than rich soil to flourish. Water is essential for carrying the nutrients in the earth from the tree's roots all the way to the very tips of its leaves. This precious liquid is the lifeblood of the 12 sport. Without it, naught would grow. But should it rise in too great a volume and too swiftly, the nourishing flow will become a crashing wave that washes away all before it. It's important to realize that all of nature is in balance. As conjuring derives its power from nature, let's take care not to use our art in a manner like to disrupt its state. Ever must we be mindful of ceaseless tug-of-war embodying creation, this fruitful stalemate of the elements. But Sin, are you about? I am, sir. What has transpired? A herd of young antelope stags has gone berserk. I don't know what's got them so panicked, but there's no calming them now. The mad beast gorged soldiers sent to shepherd them away from civilian settlements, leaving us with a pile of wounded over at Jocelyn's Spire, and not enough hands to staunch the bleeding. We need a healer, and fast. Here's since I think I missed the whispering elements. What could have threatened these antelopes, though? I shall revisit these musings anon. Let us make haste. It matters As chaotic as you say, I fear the number of injured may be rising as we speak. I doubt that we two will suffice. Let's divide our forces. Arbor, travel straightway to Austin Spire and tend to the wounded. I shall endeavor to rally further healers and follow after you, bearing what restored in a second. Okay. User, head to Silgate Fane, beseech the aid of Brotherly Summon. The good news is our destination isn't far. It's just up this hill. What? A conjure, you say? Praise Nafka. Come that moment too soon. Sounds like yet more wounded have just been carried in. Pray offer them what aid you can. I can breathe again. Thank you. These folk are dangerous, but the fear of reprieve shall be brief. Boundless stags, it rages and there are reports of yet more wounded. I beg you join them with to help put an end to it. Seek them just off the road that leads to the northeast. Don't worry, my art should be sufficient to prevent matters from worsening here. Now go. Yep, shall do. Ah, shit. Yeah. Yep. Come to let it have you quickly. The fight is this way. She's gonna try and kill them all. Conjure, your aid. So please help the other with their arms. fuck? Shit! Damn it. I wasn't paying attention and got taken out myself. Just skip cutscene. I'll just focus on my own battle. I will focus on taking out enemies one at a time. Focus on the thing that's attacking me. Focus on saving the ones who are dying. That it? Yep, that's it. Good! And no one died. Yay us. Oh dear. Miss. I'm fine. Don't mind me. No, you're not. Pray tell me that we are not too late. Sylvie, what have you done? I forbade you from using such methods. Guildmaster, I will not see you repeat your mother's mistakes. My mother never did anything wrong. Albert, now that you follow her, please. I fear my presence will only serve to provoke her further. She cannot have gone far in her weakened state. He knows something that he's not sharing. That is gonna cause problems. understand. When I try to cast spells, nothing happens. When I reach for my power, there's nothing there. Is this what the Guildmaster was trying to warn me about? Said I was repeating my mother's mistake. The same thing happened to her, losing her magic. Am I going to die? This can't be happening. I didn't think. Please, I need to be alone. Basically, she was told she needed to learn how her powers worked. She refused to learn, and now it's time to bite her in the butt. Makes sense though. If you only rely on one aspect of the skill, it is going to lead to the other skills being worse. Get my fat up the drink soon. It does kind of bug me that this mission requires so many enemies. I mean, 8 of each kind is a bit excessive. So you made a game, remember who I am, I trust. I did, but of course you're my mentor, he who taught you the true meaning of courage. I sound you were able to retrieve the same courage and spirit hold since I was Reborn. The markings of a true life, like those sharp as the lenses build. It is well to have come to me, for I have else a trial for you, one that wonders your courage. And as you say, but you have the choice, should you refuse as well. Say I will not be able to get to safety to your comrade. When last we spoke, I told you at once, but for its true courage only makes a great deal. Needless to say, there are opposed but one of the just as efficient to listen to seek out better spirit. Fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding something suitable. Take us alchemical potion and sprinkle upon the exposed Greek doctor. To his soul guardian about a certain creature, which you must then strike down. Well, angered elf. You had me piss off in a tree. Besides, when I get my friend, the person you've abducted home. My apologies. You have vanquished the triumph. Well done. By striking down that frightful creature, you'll further strengthen your courage. Comrade, I shall, once you have completed my next trial. This one will put you against multiple foes. Make your way to Lifeman's Stump and Central Shell. Once there, seek out a likely spot going for its path to Lifeman. Wolves that want to hunt there at this time of year should belong where a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are slain early, the Apple Wolf. I should be observing from up close, the bear to offer you advice. Great. Okay, well that's at Central Shroud, which is fine. I will go back to Gridania first. So I can turn in the Archer Guild quest. And the Conjurer's quest. Judging by your smug expression, I'd say you acquired a feel for maneuvering to exploit any weakness while covering your own. Vultures are wont to keep their opponents at wing's length, and their attacks will send you flying. The solution to this is simple: maneuver to the rear. Tree slugs, on the other hand, have an annoying knack of disrupting spellcasting with their secretions. As such, it would do well to keep the creature away from any mages in your party. Needless to say, good positioning is key to success in battle, which is why it is absolutely essential to know your target's traits. Knowing of these traits is a fundamental part of hunting. Before the keepers and women conceived of archery, they dwelt in this city, the forest, where eagle hunting was a way of life. I suppose this was more or less on hunting than on archery, but still, Lucia knows well my past. Yep, that was her intent. Hunting too is an art. Before I came to Gridania, I never gave much thought, but the more I think of home, the more I begin to realize. Forgive me, I'm not given to fits of sentiment. It's fine, I like learning about your history, truly. Yes, teach me more. It's nice to know about the characters I interact with. But do not forget that a hunter must recognize his prey's weakness and strike swiftly when the opportunity presents itself. That concludes the lesson. I suggest pay Lucy a visit. She is jealous eager to hear from me. Yep. It's good to see you all. I hope you have learned much from Lee. Your adventure, is it true? Are you the one who slew the tree slugs and vultures? Yes. How dare she entrust the security of our people to the hands of a stranger? Neil and Cote were reckless, but she is downright irresponsible. Shame on her. Did I warn you that it was folly to suffer that woman's presence in our Gale Lucian? Every time she wakes an hour on gauge, she drags your noble art back into the darkness. And this boy, too, is an embarrassment to us all. That's quite enough still there. Your seal with the bow is undeniable, as is your love for our nation. Yet there is much and more you have yet to learn about archery. Our bird has matured greatly in the short time he has been with us. You know this to be true. As you should come to terms with Albert's presence here, you'll be giving him his next lesson after all, unless of course you have any objections. Good. As for you, Albert, I would have you devote yourself wholly to training ahead of your lesson with Silver. Suffice to say, he will not be an easy instructor to impress. Yeah, that's fair. On that, we can agree. Welcome back, Arbor. I trust you have been keeping your nose to the grindstone. As I mentioned when last we spoke, you will train under Silver's tutelage today. Put aside your misgivings and avail yourself of his wealth of experience. Go now, present yourself before me. Yep, can do. I see I was too much hope that you would not return. The others believe you have potential, but I am not so easily convinced. Like so many adventurers who have not the faintest inkling of what it means to be an archer. And how could you? Archery is the proud tradition of the wildwood Ellison. The essence of this art, to read one's enemy, has been instilled in us over centuries. In that time, we have defended this great nation against every imaginable foe, granting us insight which you will never possess. Can you recognize the subtle signs of a coming action? No. Can you accurately predict your opponent's movement? No. Your foe's intentions like us? No. And can such be learned by one who knows nothing of our traditions? No. Well, I think I can learn all of those things, so it is only out of respect for this name that I am going to teach you. Go to the east shroud and seek out targets there, but do not presume to see what you see as before. As I told you, the ability to read one's enemies is from my archery, yet the trials some of my colleagues are required to do this. My way, the target is seek and hit. I do mean hit in the midst of a region rife with savage beasts. Play the part of your enemies. You like the advantages by target, your limited range will necessitate you still passing to be still guarding the party taking aim. It's here beyond you. Was that frown? Mayhap you are thinking of such a similar test? You're wrong. She asks merely that you consider where your foes are. Mind you, discern precisely where they will be. Observe them closely and read their movements, recognize the pattern of their behavior. If it has eyes, let it not see you. If it has ears, let it not hear you. Be neither where it is, nor where it needs to be, and thereby pass unnoticed. Enough talk. Whether or not you heed my counsel is your decision. I will shed no tears should you fail. This quest. Arbor, you have returned at last. Were you able to speak with Sylphie? I see. I once taught you the conjurers aren't proud of nature that we might bring about change. Earth, wind, water, healing, the principle is no different. For the art of mending, we draw on the boundless life force of nature and bestow it upon the wounded. Sylphie has never sought to borrow from that bounty. Her power to heal stems from her own life force. The violent energies of mortals are, however, finite, now that which I most feared has come to pass. Mother unwillingly took her own life through the continued use of her healing skill. Sylvie's aptitude for the art is, if anything, even greater. Thus, it is not unexpected she should reach the limits of her strength at a much earlier age. If you do not intervene, this terrible tragedy will be repeated. I, for one, could not bear to see the child suffer the same fate as her mother. I shall think on a solution to this dark dilemma. Maybe that I will have need of your assistance in the near future, Arbird. Do not doubt your abilities. You are a conjurer who has passed the trials of earth, wind, and water. You grow closer to nature with every passing day. I sense within you seeds of greatness. In your encounter with water, you will learn its role as a bringer of life. But you also helped the intricate power of a surging wave as it swept you along its path. Bigger than wind and nature at large, the element of water is possessed of more than one aspect. To complete the third lesson, is satisfied to have mastered the fundamentals of conjuring. It is about the beginning of your journey. Henceforth, you must strive to attune yourself even more closely to the elements and to nature. I can do that. I'll go with... Alright, so... now that we've done this, let's use this one. Central Shroud. Swing around to where I need to be. Alright. This is the level 15 quest for Lancer. Proceed. Think the wolves. We can do that. Does it good? Over if the alpha is paralyzed. The card charge card follow the mystic 13. You are to be congratulated, Robert. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you have further tempered your courage. In the process, you have brought peace to Lifeman's Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the guild are not but child's play. Mine is the one true path to courage. All other lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a lancer worthy of the name, I suggest you leave Wayne and his house of cravens never to return. Yeah, not a chance. For your sake, I pray you do so soon. Till we meet again. Alright. So, East Shroud, so we'll go there now. So I deal with person who apparently Alright, let's go. We have targets to go find. Okay. Oop. There were no more in this area. It's fine. Moving on. Next area. I think I'm finishing Gridania before I go to Ul'dah. I'll take a short break to go and get a drink. Oh. What? Whoops. Mistakes were made. It's fine. Right, actually. Getting all these classes to this level is great. So, you have returned to passable performance for an adventure with a bare minimum for an archer. I carry with me generations of wildwood tradition built upon the bones of the many outsiders who tried to take what is ours. It was my ancestors who first learned to conceal their presence and fight from the shadows, to hold the enemy at distance, protect the weak. All of it, everything was... This is a waste of time. You cannot understand. But if you are so intent upon following in the footsteps of my people, bid you go to the North Shroud. XIV scouts have been sighted near the river, west of Etat's Spire. Unless you are entirely ignorant of Gridanian history, they explain this act of aggression as part of the centuries-old conflict. The means do not matter. It is their leader, Nexo Catlan the Violator, who must fall. He commands the scouts and will be well guarded, yet he stands upon hostile ground, with birdmen and not walls for protection. If you are diligent and determined, to slip your defenses and slay their leader. This is the arc of the Gridanian archer. Embrace the wisdom I have bestowed upon you, and the fight will be short. If you see the Ul'dah adventure, I will take it as proof of your commitment to us, and labor no more to drive you from the guild. Good! Jesus. It's hard to believe he keeps doing that. And just the tiniest bit frustrating. Yeah. Let's go to the Lantern Guild. Oh, thank God you were safe. That young fool of a Lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. Merciful Kez again attempted to force upon you his corrupted notion of courage. I can say this often enough. A Lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Focus's trials, it is true. But know that you did so by virtue of true courage, that is courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied treant, nor did you succumb to panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You have come far, Bert. In this past time I taught you the piercing talent in you, one of the most versatile weapons in the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. Now, I must needs decide what course of action to take with regards to your self-appointed mentor. Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected, that Focus will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist. I do not yet know how. Yet his regard for you could be turned to our advantage. Leave such considerations to me. For the time being, you will do well to put Focus from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Yeah, we'll go with the cotton tabard. Yeah, no, we're gonna go with the fingerless gloves. Yay for a new skill. Okay. That's the helmet. Okay. Last one. To the North Shore. Alright, this is it. Wait a little bit. And then the duty begins. The one that's left. It's just wild boar in the bramble patch. I think I will go try and get them once I finish the quests. I should be at that point equipped to handle it. Really, there's not too much to know. Oh, wrong person. Still there. Even now I struggle to credit Sentry's report. Yet, here you are, and there's old Catelyn, the Violator, is no more. A god's damn adventure should be so. Olympic Grace and Nemea herself could you have survived. Even though it was pure luck, I will keep my word. Albert, should you stay or should you go? I care not. You have completed a task and are no longer my responsibility. Go now to Lucy. Lucian, she will doubtless wish to lavish your praise. You know more from me. Off with you. I am given to understand you single-handedly drove off an a scouting party, that you did so with precision and guile. Exactly was that train missing? Arbor's not just an adventurer. Silvera thrust him into a jaws and everything in the hopes that he wouldn't come back. When against all expectation he did come back, a stubborn R still refused to acknowledge his skill. Is that truly your impression? Oh, yes, he said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Silvera sees Arbor's skill. Of that I have no doubt. Did you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It is a habit of his to do so on those occasions when his tongue is harder in disagreement. For all his skill of reading the idiosyncrasies of others, he has yet to recognize his own. Impressive work, Arbor. You have applied yourself to Lee and Silvera's lessons and demonstrated your command of the core concepts. You are now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks while continue to fire upon his opponent. Used wildly, it can grant brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that with regular practice, you will learn how best to employ it to your advantage. Remember your senior's lessons as you strive for true mastery. I think I like the shoes. They do more. Yay, we learned repelling shots. Don't tell me now your current position. Alright. Now, with this one, we just have the one that we can do right now, which is East Bramble Patch. We'll give it a try, see how things go. If we can't take out even one, we'll come back and call it for that attempt. If, however, we manage to do it, then yay. Yeah, we go. That's this one, because now it's just South Shroud. Conjurer. Required black bats. 2 more. And we'll be finished. We've conquered. I say for a while, but I fully intend to come back to these. When I can. There's that one, because it's too close. Come on, bounce. Alright. How many bathrooms is that? 3. One. Black bat. So all that's left is boar poachers and Zizgorlin, and things that are only found in the south. So I'll go find the boar poacher. Use my throwing arm to lure him away from allies. We're almost there. There we go. All is left is stuff that can only be found in the South Shroud. I think. I'll just double check. Yep, South Shroud for everything. And that does make me happy knowing that we're all caught up except for them. And it also means that right now our classes are as good as they can get. Rogue is obviously highest right now, but Archer and Lance are for lowest. I'll play as an Archer for the next while as we continue the story. Sorry, was very focused on the game, so I can't. I was very focused on the game and didn't even notice I was getting messages there. I do apologize. Game volume is quite loud. I can turn it down a bit. It's hard to gauge really with my volume versus the game's volume. I can't update that. As for the game lagging, there's very little I can do about that as I am in desperate need of a hardware upgrade. Or just better broadband. Greetings, sir. This is the counter for passengers traveling to Ul'dah. Are you not our Brozem, the limited envoy? On behalf of all at Highwind Skyways, may I say what an honor is to serve you. Will you be flying with us today? Yeah. Sorry, I've been alone in the stream for so long. I didn't even notice somebody come in there. Jesus. Ugh. This is why I really could do with having a moderator to help. Alright, before we travel though, I am going to take a break and go get myself a drink. So I shall be right back. And we're back. Okay. let's get going to Ul'dah. Well, good to be in Ul'dah. Ah, you must be the envoy from Lim Settlements, and welcome to Ul'dah, sir. The Flame Garden awaits your arrival. Welcome to Ul'dah, sir. We have been expecting Flame Garden will receive you in the Fragrant Chamber. Please take a lift down to the Hustling Strip and speak with Bartholomew at the Royal Promenade. Okay. We're obviously going to explore thoroughly before we go and do the story bit, because... Well, firstly, Ethernet shards. Next, I do want to visit the Alchemist's Guild. Gain access to alchemy. Rogue, Samurai, Viper, Archer, Machinist, Dancer. The new one. Then the 2 limited jobs. That's Gladiator, Marauder, Dark Knight, Gunbreaker, the new one. Right, we're probably gonna need to do it differently from how I was thinking. But we'll figure it out. Right now, though. Ah, an adventurer, one of my favorite kinds of people. I find your unquenchable thirst for exploration neatly complements the burning hunger for sagacity that marks our dedicated members. Welcome to the Alchemist's Guild. I hesitate to define alchemy in such narrow terms. Our main field of expertise is the concoction of various potions and elixirs. There are salves to treat all manners of afflictions, not to mention miraculous libations that enhance the imbiber beyond his natural physical limits. As an adventurer, I'm sure you can appreciate the eminently practical application of our work. What say you, sir? Can you take up mortar and pestle and join our ranks? Yes, I would love to. Wonderful. Now then, allow me to give you a brief history of the guild before we tackle the official paperwork. The alchemists are presently known as quintessential brewers of potions, which itself arose from a desire to achieve an as yet unrealized ambition. The original driving purpose behind our art was, and perhaps still is, to discover a process that can transform base metals into gold or silver. And the mythical medium thought necessary to effect such a transformation is the Philosopher's Stone, which is itself believed to have panacea properties and be capable of restoring eternal life. Though success yet eludes us, years of endless experimentation towards this golden goal had The initially unintentional consequence of unearthing a wealth of knowledge in the field of alchemical medicine. Regretfully, alchemy's potential to enrich the lives of the masses was first met with a wave of distrust, as if our ability to create helpful compounds was akin to dabbling black alley witchcraft. Fresh eventually gained credibility in Ul'dah through its integration into traditional medicine by Frondale's frontistery, an institution known for producing respected physicians. Once the city's shift in perception became known, budding alchemists wishing to study without fear of persecution journeyed to Ul'dah from every corner of the realm. It was long before this gathering of inquisitive minds banded together to form the Alchemist Guild. Thus, while our organization intensely focused on perfecting and sharing the fruits of our research, it's also of paramount importance that we uphold the reputation of alchemy itself as a legitimate discipline. If you would revel in the secrets of our art, prepared to show the responsibility I described. Take a moment to dwell on these words before you truly enter the world of alchemy. Have you arrived at a decision? Are you ready to exult in the art of alchemy and commit to the responsibilities that enrollment entails? Yes. Excellent. Allow me to direct you to our guildmaster. Gaining his approval is the last test you must pass before becoming a full member of the guild. You'll find Guildmaster Severin tending to his experiments as personal workbench. I must warn you, he's a rather intense individual. Pray choose your words with care. Our work is complete. Mark our words, this formula will revolutionize alchemy as we know it. So this time, even raging fever will be instantly extinguished. But I must needs test it. Adventure, will I produce more? I bid you take this batch to Pearl Lane to a man there named Landibert. He is trusted by the other refugees. Persuade this Landibert to take my tongue and give it to his people. Require nothing exchange after all. If it is truly effective, it will be of tremendous boon to the advancement of the alchemical arts and of mankind at large. Doubt. Extreme doubt. What? What is it this time? Ah, you must be the merchant's lackey come to bring me my imp wings. Let's have them then. Now, lackey? An aspiring alchemist, did you say? Speak up and pray that I heard you arrive. Did that dabbling fool dare send you to me? I specifically requested that I be disturbed for nothing less than the coming of a second calamity. Here is a kindly mentor to you. My research demands my absolute and undivided attention. I enforce it. But wait, perhaps I can't. Yes, you may be the very assistant I require. If I change my congratulations, approve your application to the guild. It is with great pleasure that I welcome a fellow seeker of knowledge into the fold. We can dispense with the intermittent initiation ceremony, yes. Here is your first alembic. Try not to drop it, for there is much work to be done. Yes, much work. Yay. I see you've managed to take hold of the alembic without injuring yourself. Auspicious beginning. See if you can continue this trend of unexpected success. For your first lesson, I want you to use the ordered alembic there and make me a bottle of distilled water. Distilled water is simply the end result of purifying a molecular sample of life's most vital element. As such, provides the perfect introduction to one of alchemy's most fundamental processes, taking material and refining into a pure form. This rudimentary exercise, you shall require a pail of muddy water and a water shard. The impure water can be purchased from the supplier standing near the entrance of the guild. The name only escapes me. Esmond? Yes, that was it. If it happens that you find this basic task beyond your ability, it may have alchemy as not discipline for you. Which would be quite upsetting, as I detest the thought of having to select a new assistant. Try not to disappoint me. I won't disappoint. Just need to go and purchase supplies. Muddy water. How much do I need? Just the one. Your task is to provide me with one bottle of distilled water. Come, we are wasting time. Purchase the pill my one to Esmond if you must. Magnificent. Your transformation to alchemist has begun. You understand the liquid treasure you have made? Yes, it is still simply water, but now possessed of almost limitless potential. In a properly distilled state, water provides the base ingredient for all manner of wondrous concoctions. On the other hand, a potion created with impure water is not only unlikely to have desired effect, it may very well poison the imbiber. Look well upon the substance you refine. See how crystal clear it has become? Not the most flavorful of libations, but still refreshing to pour over one's head on a stifling summer afternoon. Tell me, how did you feel in the instant of its purification? Such a fine result must have sent thrills of exciting satisfaction down your spine. Yes, I know well that sensation. To glean a pristine drop from filth swill is a miracle born of mortal artifice. Nothing can compare to that rush of triumph in the moment when physical law bends to one's will. Nothing! The greater your master of alchemy, the more ecstatic that feeling becomes. Go fill your chambers with bottles of distilled water and revel in each success. I return now to my experiments. When next you disturb me, I shall expect your skill to be worthy of a guildmaster's chosen assistant. Alright, Alchemist's Guild began. Back to being an archer. I have zero intention of continuing the main scenario quest until I have done everything that I can for this one. It's more fun that way. I think first I'll go become a paladin. Or it's a gladiator, isn't it? Yeah, gladiator first. Paladin later. Ah. What have you done? Your kind is no business to even look at a lady such as I. Shocking, unbelievable instant. Oh, look at my little scar across it. Pick it up right this instant. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to her again later. Beetles beat red. Carriage, you're all sitting here looking for work, eh? Well, you're in luck. Just so happens I've a deed that needs done. All day has been wreaking bloody havoc on the outskirts of town. Something in the air lates made him ornery as an orc and rut. Ain't much for fighting on their own, but numbers are more than a match for any merchant. See more days at the teat than he has on the battlefield. Oh, well, be. Fancy putting down 4 or so of the blade buggers? Or don't you? Have you come to wish me luck? I appreciate your thought, but there's no need to worry. Don't know who I am? Next biggest thing has come to the Colosseum. Zurich is my name, and you'll be hearing all about my exploits in the coming days. I even thought of a title for myself, the Garnet Gladiator. Which reminds me, I have yet to collect the circle I commissioned from the Goldsmith's Guild. You wouldn't mind picking up on me, would you? Not at all. Welcome to the Gladiators Guild adventure. Here, our members train tirelessly with sword and shield, so their names might one day be written legend. Does that flash of interest in your eyes? If you wish to study swordplay, know that admission to the guild is free of charge. I have marked you as a man of action. I am pleased to see that I was not wrong. Now, while you may be familiar with the deadly dance of battle, you are new to us, and must begin at the beginning. If you would take your place in these hallowed halls, you must be willing to ready to undergo the most rigorous training. You must endure cuts and bruises beyond counting, and like it's not far worse. A daunting process, I can see. There is no other way if you mean to take to a blood sands one day. Why wouldn't you? The Colosseum is only the most celebrated place of public entertainment in all of Ul'dah. Where else could a poor man amass a fortune so vast as to one day allow him to claim a seat on the syndicate? Ah, there's not no dawn alive who isn't inspired by the rise of self-made man. There is no truer embodiment of that dream than the gladiator who wins riches and fame with his sword. Throughout its long and storied history, this guild has nurtured countless champions. Their training methods are second to none, and our members ever strive to develop new techniques. If you desire true glory, to fight and triumph, miss the roar of 10,000 voices, then this is where you belong, adventurer. Think of it. Think of your legacy. If your soul stirs, join us. Will you rise above the masses and inscribe your name in legend, or will you resign yourself to mediocrity and die in obscurity? A decision you shan't regret. One moment, make way for Arbor to Zeb, fresh meat coming through. Now that before your enrollment can be considered complete, you must present yourself to First Sword Ul'dah, seek her out and obtain her approval. I heard Lilust too. So you're Arbor Zeb. It is a good strong name. On behalf of the Gladiators Guild, allow me to welcome you. I am Mila, Guildmaster here. So you wish to study arts? I presume you have your reasons for choosing a sword over all other weapons. Perhaps you think it easier to learn. A sword is a simple weapon, but to wield a blade well is anything but simple. For every Colosseum champion to emerge from our ranks, there have been countless disappointments who failed to achieve greatness. Bear that in mind before you answer me, Arbor, for I do not ask this question lightly. Have you the strength to live by the sword? And if it be your fate, die by it? Then welcome, Gladiator, to your new home. Take this sword. There are many like it, but this one is yours now. Consider a gift if you like. Now wear it on your hip as I do, and show me you are ready to begin your training. And Gladiator. First is amazing what difference a sword can make. Your expression, your posture, you're already brimming with confidence. Let's see if that confidence is warranted, shall we? Just outside the gates of Ul'dah, you'll find plenty of marmots, hornets, and shrews. Slay 3 of each and return here when finished. Oh. And use your sword, Arbor. I'm a gladiator and I aim to train you as one. Now go. My guild now. There better be naught missing. This appears to be everything. Are you still staring at you? Expecting some kind of reward for insolence. Pomp biscuits, they're everywhere. Already synced with that one. Good. Alright. So circle, just a moment, sir. Oh dear, this is unbalanced. Afraid crafting a circular for exact circuits is proving somewhat difficult. I have guards halfway through our work, and we are still waiting on the next shipment. I suppose, would you explain the situation to Crooked Half at the Miners Guild? Does it indicate that he was supposed to deliver the gemstones yesterday, and have it slipped his mind? Good day to you, adventurer, and welcome to Goldsmith's Guild. Have you come to observe our artisans at work? It is a marvel to watch goldsmiths transform raw metals and uncut gemstones into sparkling rings, earrings, and necklaces, some of which possess magical properties, no less. You know, if you'd like to try your hand at goldsmithing, the guild is open to adventurers like yourself. No prior experience is required, but we teach all you need to know about the craft. Would you be interested? Yes. It pleases me greatly to hear you say so. As the first step, I would have you understand the purpose of our guild. The vast mineral resources of Thanaland have given rise to a grand goldsmithing tradition, which has been refined through the ages. Our techniques are renowned across the realm, our creations held in the highest regard. However, we of Eshman's Lapidaires, the premier source of Ul'dah jewelry, were not content to rest on our laurels. Seeking to advance our craft, we turned our eyes at east. The only place in the known world whose goldsmithing was said to rival our own. We built the finest facilities to beckon their masters hither and blended their foreign techniques with ours. Our guild quickly became the center of Eorzean goldsmithing. Here you shall benefit from the refined wisdom of countless veteran craftsmen. You will learn to see the potential in your material and shape them to your will. These are essential skills for goldsmiths to hone his eyes to identify and appraise all manner of materials. When needs be, recognize imitation for what they are. It is even said that a master goldsmith can ascertain the hostility of man himself. You may one day come to possess such vision, but even the most magnificent jewel begins life as a rough-hewn stone. It must first be cut and polished before it can delight the eyes with its brilliance. If you become a goldsmith, you must refine yourself as you would a gemstone. It will take much time and effort, and there is no guarantee of success. Should you be certain that this is the life you seek, speak to me once more. Before you can embark upon your trip to become a goldsmith, you must first seek an audience with our guildmaster. Are you ready to do so? Yes, you shall find Mr. Serendipity on the workshop floor, just down the steps. Show her your burning desire to learn, you are certain to receive her permission to join. Stop right there, you little troublemaker. People are working here. Oh, pardon me, I have mistaken you for a mammoth. For a moment there, let's start, shall we? What brings you here today, adventurer? Do you perchance have aspirations to become a goldsmith? Yes. Really? That's great. Welcome, welcome. I am Serendipity, but you can call me Sarah. Or is that too informal? Sorry, I'm still accustomed to this whole guildmaster business. Alright, what did you say your name was again? Apollo? Alright, Arborism. Well then, Arborism. Work hard and one day your creations may line the shelves. Estimates aesthetics. Trust in yourself and you can achieve anything. Much inspiring, I trust. Good. Next order of business, here is your new chaser hammer. I say new, but it's actually a bit weathered. But never mind that. Just show me that you know how to hold it so we can get started. Goldsmith goes in between leatherworking and armorer. Right, what's left is weaver and miner, and then we've got all the disciplines of crafting and land. So you would like to officially begin your training as a goldsmith. Great, let's get started. Though to be honest, I'd swear you've done this before by the way you wear that hammer on your hip. Mind you, even if you do have some experience, a responsible guildmaster must ensure their charges have a firm grasp of the fundamentals. Therefore, I grant you craft me a copper ingot. It's simple, really. All you need is copper ore and a wind shard. A guild supplier, Iceland, can supply you with the copper ore, and I gave you a few wind shards along with your hammer. So I think I did. If it turns out you don't have any, you'll need to get some yourself. This is exciting, Arbert. Your first real challenge is a member of the Goldsmiths Guild. Show me the ingot when you're done. Probably sell these at some point. Yeah. Right, copper ore. How much do I need? Oh, never mind. We have some. Did you forget what you also need? Iceland over there can sell you copper ore, but I'm afraid it doesn't stock one share. There's nothing to it. Try and see what happens. You know, I think this is quite... utter garbage, the worst, not even fit for making chamber pot. Quiet, Gigi. I'm the guildmaster. I get to decide what's fit for a chamber pot. Please excuse me, he gets a bit overzealous at times. Gigi's my assistant. He has a habit of butting in with his opinions. Most men are rather simple, capable of no more than rudimentary speech. They can be relied upon for menial tasks, but little else. Gigi, on the other hand, is quite intelligent, quite stubborn. As Feck is due to his age, he's been with the guild for an eternity, ever attending each guild mass. The reason he's been coming and going as he pleases. Kneel before Gigi, the one true guild master. Respect my authority, ignorant mortal, or suffer my wrath. It's like this every day, Arbor. I'm afraid the experience he has accumulated over a century of assisting guildmasters has made him arrogant. It's quite intimidating, really. Maybe the guildmaster appears like a walking, talking archive of all knowledge to do with our craft. Oh, I completely forgot your ink. Sorry. As I was about to say, I think this is very good for a beginner. It's reasonably pure and well formed. Okay, so you've got knack for this, Arbor. What you need now is practice. So keep practicing with your hammer and come back here when you've gotten more comfortable using it. Bugger off, Greenhorn. I love him. I love him so much. Alright. Back to the gladiator. What could be keeping her? My beloved Yellow Moon I promised to meet at this very spot, but 2 bells have passed, so Mary a word from her. God, I hope she's alright. As much as I wish to go off and find her, I simply cannot. What if she were to come in my absence? We search for her in my stead. It's possible somewhere near the Weaver's Guild. She always enjoyed watching it. Do you think she's left me for someone more dapper? I tried to look above, but have no mind for fashion. Okay. Well met, adventure. You stand within the Miners' Guild, a place where seekers of the realm's minerals will gather. With pickaxe and sledgehammer, we miners work hard and earth that they might yield us, work rock and earth that they might yield us ores, fossils, precious stones, and more. If you might join our ranks, you'll be pleased to know that we are currently recruiting. Great riches await those with strong backs and keen eyes. Decision you will not regret. You have just taken your first step towards striking it rich. To look at the lands around Ul'dah, one would be forgiven for thinking region barren with opportunity, but beneath the surface, the scene could not be more different. There lie veins of copper, silver, and gold beyond measure. For as long as he has dwelt in that land, man has availed himself of these vast deposits, giving rise to a thriving mining trade which forms the foundation of our nation's prosperity. Of course, the mining trade as it is today owes much to an event which took place some century and a half ago, namely the Mad Mithril Rush. Never before had the Sultanate seen such an influx of migrants. Endless throngs came from land near and far, spurred on by a dream of discovering the motherlode. Alas, a harsh reality awaited them. See, the vast majority of these poor souls were miners in name alone. They possessed neither the proper equipment nor the training to realize their dreams. Make matters worse, the mining concerns, who in those days held absolute power, did not scruple to exploit them. Presented with a glut of unskilled workers, they proceeded to fill every tunnel to bursting, and atrocious working conditions soon became the norm. Miners were paid a pittance for backbreaking labor, some not of the riches they unearthed. Pushed to breaking point, the workers banded together to form the Miners' Guild, with the aim of improving conditions while protecting the integrity of the trade. Since then, we have sought to educate folk in correct mining practices, both to prevent accidents and to curb the impact that our trade has upon the environment. Trust you now have a better understanding of what we do. All that is left is to commit your name to our role. When you're ready to do so, pray speak with me again. I shall guide you through the enrollment procedure. So you rejoin the Miners Guild? Yes. Music of my ears. Aye, the kind made when one's pickaxe strikes gold. Let's introduce your Guild Master Adalberta right away. Her approval is required if you are to be formally admitted to our ranks. In case you're unaware, Alberta is perhaps the most accomplished of those miners who still swing a pickaxe. Her understanding of our trade is unsurpassed, and her flair for prospecting uncanny. Her brain, in short, is a veritable gold mine of knowledge, much of it concerning the mining of gold. Jesting apart, you stand to learn a great deal from her. When you're ready, pray present yourself to Alberta. You will find her down the steps yonder, over by the house. I have a mind to drain a pint, so hurry up and speak your business. Oh, she wants how many bodyguards? They don't grow on trees, but more than that, this lad would be fancy or something. Friends affair ought to worry less about styling and more about swordplay. I'll do my part to ensure the little bastard gets bedecked in all the gods and guarding gift for it. He dies in his first fight, well, at least he'll have a pretty corpse. Well, adventure. Albert is my name. I'm the master of this guild. If you wish to become a miner. Well, our doors are open to all who aren't afraid to work hard and get dirty. Thanks to recent advances in refining techniques, it's now possible to smelt even low purity ores. I mention this because it's allowed us to reopen the number of mines which were long thought exhausted, prompting trade to flourish. Truth be told, with business as it is in the moment, we can't take on enough new miners, and few folk make better miners than adventurers, you being the heart of it. What's more, you're well traveled, which serves to expand the guild's sphere of activity. Oh, but I'm not suggesting you join solely for our benefit. For your part, you'll acquire skills that will prove to your profit. A mutually beneficial agreement. I trust you'll agree. So what say you? You will join us, yes? Yes, I will. I bid you welcome to the Miners Guild. May your toils never go unrewarded. Now then, here's a pickaxe to get you started. It's not the newest, but it should serve a novice well enough. Go and take it up, see how it feels in your hands. Speak to me again when you're ready. I'll assign you a little task to help you get the swing of things. Haha, get the swing of things. Funny. Alright, well. You look good with a pickaxe, Albert. Now that you're suitably equipped, your training can commence. Man learns his craft best in the wilderness with pickaxe in hand. Begin? Let's see how you fare with good old copper ore. Bring me, say, 10 chunks. There are deposits of stuff throughout Thailand. I doubt you'll have to go very far outside the city. Seek out some promising locations outside the gates of the Sultana and the gates of Nald and swing away. The motion may feel awkward at first, but in time it'll become second nature. Thing is, I already have plenty. It's 10 chunks of copper ore I want. The mill is good enough in Thailand. Shouldn't have trouble finding suitable deposits just outside the Sultana gate of Nald. Yeah, thing is, I already have like 87 chunks. Let's see here. 10 chunks just as ordered. Well done, Arbor. Tell me, is being a miner all like you imagined harder than expected, is it? Only recruits say as much. It takes a combination of knowledge, experience, and instinct to know where to dig. It's ultimately back-breaking labor that yields you your prize. Make no mistake, Arbor, mining is grueling work and you'll be dog-tired most of your waking hours. But tell me, did you not feel invigorated each time your pickaxe struck home? Did you not experience a thrill of triumph when the earth finally yielded up your prize? That is what we miners live for. You may be ripe to collapse, your face caked in week-old dirt, but the promise of discovery drives you on. The instant you find that which you have long sought, in that sparking instant you feel like a god among men. You've made a fine start, and I would see you maintain your efforts. Practice swinging your pickaxe so your arms have learned the motion, then return here. I'll have another little task for you. Yep, understood. We'll do things later. shuffling these around, so to the right. Okay, there we go. Now, should make sure that I've synced with this one. Weaver's Guild. If it is work you seek, the Weaver's Guild welcomes you indeed. Your timing is impeccable. This party is to be held with all of Ul'dah elite in attendance. Once the invites went out, the orders came in, and that's with a fury. Every lordly from Cape Deadwind to the Cinderfoot is demanding the latest fineries. Hands, I need them now. Yeah, I cannot spare the time to go off in search of them. Would you care to aid us, friend? I ask no more than you welcome to our doors and willing souls who might when they come see how you fare. Show me your warmest welcome. Excellent, dare say it would work for you myself. Now hurry off, we need those people. Something in a cream? Oh, where shall I do this dress? I can't seem to finish it. It's flawless, absolutely flawless, of that I have no doubt. I simply cannot settle on a color for the life of me. How would you like to conduct a bit of field research? I'm dying to know what color the ladies of Ul'dah are wearing these days, especially on the hostility strip. When you're finished, please call on Luco at the Alchemist Guild. Ugh, the woman is a wizard with dyes. Have her cook up whatever color you find is most popular. Bergoth, be good, just look at me. This hair, this outfit, they'll match. Oh, I look atrocious. What was I thinking? Oh, I can't let bitter snow see me like this. That last tunic was best after all. Oh no, perhaps the blue. Bitter snow's waiting for me, but I haven't anything to wear. Silly. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the wellspring of Ul'dah fashion. From humble thread, our peerless artisans weave wonders, dreams in fabric form. We are renowned as the Orzia's finest purveyors of quality textiles, and as her foremost arbiters of style. And they'll say such renown was not won without effort. Ours is a tremendously demanding profession, you see, but also highly rewarding one. It is a little wonder that so many adventurers have set their hearts on joining us. Might you be one of them? Yes, I will. I thought as much, and I'm sure you're eager to learn all about our industrious history. As I'm sure you know, Thailand can be a perilous place, its vast deserts being wont to punish the unprepared. While a menagerie of ferocious beasts stalk the sands, the greatest foe is, of course, the midday sun. And so, ever since man first set foot in this region, he has favored light, flowing fabrics to shield him from the sun's rays while allowing his skin to breathe. Of course, Uldahns have ever been a people of taste and demand for more extravagant design spurred innovation, resulting in textile goods whose appeal extended far beyond our borders. Merchants little trouble selling Ul'dah fabrics in foreign markets, so great was their reputation for beauty and quality. When traders from those same markets sought to peddle their lesser products in Thailand, well, it gave us little cause for concern. Sunsilk tapestries is synonymous with the textile trade in Ul'dah, you see. Those who come here hoping to peddle cheap rags swiftly learn the price of doing business in our territory. Wiser women with an interest in our trade choose instead to join the guild, which is a company generally operates for the betterment of Ul'dah society. We offer our members the tools and techniques needed to become successful, and should they prove themselves especially skilled, they may even be offered direct employment as Sunsilk weavers. Just imagine, adventurer, your designs could one day dictate the course of Ul'dah fashion. If you desire such fame and influence, then you might be granted a place with us, provided you're willing to embrace hard work. To ensure candidates can endure the rigors of our profession, our guildmaster has taken upon himself to evaluate each one personally. When you're ready to submit yourself to its rigorous scrutiny, say the word. Are you ready to meet the guildmaster? First impressions are everything, and you do not want to present yourself poorly. Excellent, though I do wonder if your attire is appropriate for the occasion. You'll find the esteemed Redolent Rose supervising guild operations over yonder. He is, how shall I put this? He is relentless in his pursuit of excellence. As long as you demonstrate that you are similarly committed, he will treat you fairly and with respect. Don't worry. I am beloved. What do we have here? Another adventure in search of thrills and excitement? Shall I dance you a merry jig? No. If this fails to please you, I suggest you run along. Perhaps the woman of the Ruby Exchange will be more to your liking. Oh, so you mean to become a weaver? We have something to discuss after all. I shall be blunt. Weaving is an art. And like all true artists, you must make sacrifices and suffer your craft. Tell me, are you prepared to suffer? So you say, but only time will tell. In any case, you'll need equipment to get started. This needle should suffice for now. I'll explain what needle is, I trust. Good. Then hold as you would that when sewing and show me when you're ready to begin. Weaver into position. Well, you look like you were born to hold one of those. Even so, I suggest you keep it somewhere safe, especially when clambering over haystacks, as I shan't be issuing you another. I certainly looked the part, but it remains to be seen if you can play it. I bid you craft me a spindle of hempen yarn. Trifling task, yes. Well, I do hope you find it so. Should it seem even remotely testing, you have no future in this guild. To make hempen yarn, you will require mulco grass and lightning shards. Form you can purchase from our own dear Gigama. The latter you will have to find for yourself. That is all. Right, mulco grass. 2 of them. Well, over here. Gigama has provided the mulco grass, but you must procure the lightning shards. Have you made the yarn already? Oh, bless my soul, he can follow basic instructions. It would seem you have grasped the fundamentals. Good boy. Yarn and cloth may be mere materials, but they must be crafted with no less care than a whole garment. For though the finest garments are greater than the sum of their parts are invariably the finest. Remember this, Artbert, as you continue your training. Practice making yarn and other simple items to return once you have attained a basic level of proficiency. Tedious, I grant you, but necessary. And you did tell me you are ready to suffer. Well. There we go. We'll finish acquiring all the things. We all done have a weakness for fashion. Nice, look at me. I've taken the trouble to match my wrap to my hair. Ravishing, no? Boy, the weavers I'd be lying if I said I weren't interested. Who might I go to inquire further? I can hardly contain myself in the new dresses, so it'll be... If the weavers are recruiting finally, a chance to become a famous designer. What do you want? Jesus. Well. Weaver, take a look at me, friend. I'm a bloody guard and I'm doing now. Let's move along now. I appreciate it, but I must refuse. I'm all thumbs when it comes to stitching and whatnot. So weavers need help, do they? Sorry, friend, I'm all set for coin. 2 out of 5 isn't bad. You've returned. Well, how did you fare? Two potential could say, welcome news. I only hope their zeal of fashion will show in their efforts for the guild. We do here may seem all silk and satin to be sure, but the work within these walls is far from easy. And that, I suppose, our trade is not like any other. Yep, that's true. The most popular color of light? All colors have their merits, of course, but first I have to say red. Well, any color is perfectly fine for a dress, you silly thing, so long as it comes off easily at the end of the night. What color is in fashion? Well, I must say I'm just back from Gridania, and I find there's a certain verve to verdant lively. Green, you bloody idiot. Hey, I knew what you were talking about. Jeez. So assuming. Best color for dress, but you know what they say. Once you go black, you never... That's not what that phrase is about! Yellow. What fairer color than that in the fairest made? Yellow moon. Oh, yellow moon, how my heart pines for you. God, I haven't gotten two people who give me the same answer. Except for short white dresses in Ul'dah, they surely is the most comfortable color to wear. Wow, I'm the murderous sun. Yep, that is true. White is one of the best colors to wear in a desert. Personally, I've always had a thing for a motley of red and green overlaid with stripes of purple and dark brown. Again, not giving me the same answer. Red ever and always. This is Ul'dah, my dear boy, where the sun beats on your back and fiery fists, and the sins and sounds are hot and unforgiving ever at once. We Ul'dahs live for our passions. Our lust for life is surpassed only by our lust for lust. Well then. Wait, what am I doing? I'm literally at the Alchemist Guild, which is where they wanted me to go. You are here on behalf of the Weavers Guild, are you not? Yes, Athelwine said you'd be along. What color is it to be then? It sounds as though you have 2 votes for red, 1 vote each for green, yellow, white, and black, 1 abstaining, and 1 vote for a motley of red and green overlaid with stripes of purple and dark brown. By no means a resounding victory, so is red it shall be. I have some catalysts I've been saving for just such an occasion. Mark words, I'm going to concoct the most vibrant red Ul'dah has ever seen. Alchemy may look arcane and esoteric to the uninitiated, but it is grounded in naught but science and experimentation. The XIV does more to advance culture and civilization than any other discipline. Dishonor before death. Level 38 for that. Medicine for the sick. We're not fools, boy. We know full well Bastard Aelin is up to. We'll accept his mezzo unless. Look at us. Beggars can't be choosers. Might be as it's an experiment to him, but to us it's a matter of life and death. If you got to choose between that bastard swill and nothing at all, it's really a choice. Yeah, that's fair. Few come here by choice, and few are still wearing medicine. Your kindness shouldn't go unrewarded. This face is important to us, but I want you to have it. Just still a small pottery, I know, but it might be valued by collectors of cultural artifacts. I'm going to pay good coin for such odds. If you go to the Sapphire Avenue Exchange, chances are you'll find one of them. Alright, Ethernet access. Welcome, welcome. What might a discerning gentleman like yourself be looking for today? Permit me to examine this vase of yours. I hope you did not spend too much coin on this trash. A flood of like items brought in by refugees destroyed what demand once existed. The markets are fickle, my friend. If you lose sight of the current trends, you stand to lose everything, as I once did. Market wards once bore my name until fate and hubris reduced me to this. For your sake, I pray that you do not have to learn this lesson the same way I did. Okay. Let's continue exploring the city. Reborn. Yeah, I am going to go ahead and level up all the warrior classes. So, how are you taking to Ul'dah, Bird? Huh? How do I know your name? If I was talking trade venture, you'd be amazed at what I know. As long as you're here, mayhap you can do me a favor and take this missive to Josias at the Platinum Mirage. It's just over yonder, and the man will even give you some gil for your trouble. If only all work in the city was easy, eh? Yeah, if only. I'm gonna go ahead and lock Pugilist is the base version. Yeah, I'm gonna go and unlock that first. Look forward to when I finish all the hunting logs. That's 2 more individual classes. Tell me, what brings you here, friend? Looking for a bit of work, perhaps? Some small job that will wait till you have coin points of yours? Well, you're in luck. The pugilists have just placed an order with me for several of the leather gloves and harnesses they use for sparring. Fairs are cool, for I find myself lacking the hides required. Would that I had the pelts for a few... What say, friend? Carry a couple merchant down and luck 'em? 5 snapping shrew pelts, and I promise to make it worth your while. 5 creatures are on the central thing. Okay, we'll do that, but first... There, so you look at me. You got something to say, huh? No, well I do. You know, Gridania, short broke, never pays what he owes. Yeah, bling horse. Tell him to pay up, or I swear by the 12 I'll beat him so hard you'll feel like a second coming of Dalabad. If I see a little shite's face, I'll end up popping him into a bloody pulp. Like it's not, so you go and tell him. Well, first things first. Greetings, welcome to the Pugilist Guild. We pugilists are specialists in hand-to-hand combat. The rigorous training we forge devastating weapons of our fists and feet, which we employ to great effect in battle. There is no better place in all the realm to train in our discipline than here. If you would walk the path of pugilists, I highly recommend you add your name to our roll. What say you, friend? Yes. Says you will not regret. But before we proceed with the paperwork, it is essential that you know something of our guild's story past. Since time immemorial, man has used whatever has been at his disposal to settle disputes. Litigating that meant fighting with his fists. Such hand-to-hand combat existed in various forms throughout Eorzea, each evolving independently of one another. The origin of pugilism as we know it, however, can be traced back to the staging of barehanded bouts at the Colosseum. These contests attracted fighters from far and wide, bringing their myriad styles crashing together on the bloodshed. Amidst their chaotic intermittent styles, there rose a pugilist of singular strength and skill. This woman made it her life's mission to master every form she encountered, that she might refine her art. Among her many song-worthy exploits, we pugilists remember her participating in a gladiator tournament most fondly. Back when barehanded fighting was still seen as a pastime for peasants, she took on fully armed and armored gladiators and effortlessly bested the lot of them. Word of her feet spread across the realm like wildfire. Of course, Ul'dah swiftly transformed into the center of pugilism, with people flocking from all over to train under their this master, whose name was Cornelia, and it is to her that the Pugilist Guild owes its existence. The art practiced here is based on her all-encompassing style, and this training hall is modeled upon the one which she once built. And there it is, brief history of our guild. I've told this tale 1,000 times, but because it never fails to fan the flames of my fighting spirit. Now, before you proceed with your enrollment, you must first obtain the Guildmaster's approval. Let me know when you're ready to meet him. Ready to present yourself to the Guildmaster's inspection? Yes. Master Herman is among the greatest pugilists of our time. For long years, the man ruled the Bloodsands as the Holy Fist, though he has since retired in favor of training aspiring fighters. You will find him overseeing his charges yonder. Go now and show him the fighting spirit that burns within him. Oi. Haha. Past time you got your arse back here. Well, what did the dancer have to say about my proposition? Of course, dirty old man. Huh? You're not my errand boy. There's no dancer. Never was. I'm not doing anything indecent, I swear to gods. What? You're here to enroll? Oh, well, why didn't you say so sooner? Like Cassie's guildmaster, I would be glad to give you a primer on the art of hand-to-hand combat. Dashers, you already know this, but we pugilists fight with our fists and feet. While these don't deal as much damage as a blade, it hardly matters when you can land several blows for each swing of the sword. While we lack in destructive force, we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, not only will you master striking techniques, you'll also learn how to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. Only through such fierce combination can a pugilist realize his potential. And he's tiring himself out, isn't he? Yep. Crikey, I've spent from all this talking. You ought to speak more, son. You gave me a chance to catch a breath. But where was I? Alright, join the guild. Before you do, I must warn you that the path of the pugilist is long and arduous. Do you believe you got what it takes to go the distance? Be honest with yourself now. Yes. You have fighting spirit. I can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you a place in these halls. Welcome to the guild, son. To help you on your way, I'll add some names to your hunting log. Opponents that you might hone your skills against. And so as to make a budding pugilist of you, here's your very own pair of Hora. They're a tad old and rusted, but that'll serve to make you look meaner, I reckon. Now I have in mind to assign you your first lesson. Arm yourself with your weapon and let me know when you're ready to begin. Equip. Pugilist. Looking every bit of pugilist, son. Now the learning can commence. For your first lesson, I want you to test your fledgling skills against the vermin of Thanaline. Get out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrews. Return here when the deed is done. Now, as goes without saying, but I expect you to fight using the horror I just gave you. It counts for naught if you skewer the beast with a spear or fry them with a spell save. Well. Do you have business with the Plat Mirage this evening? A missive from women? Alright, then let's have a look. Bird is barren with the hound's feast. So it goes. Oh, this? So the guild is often contracted to provide protective services. Unfortunately, for this particular petitioner, women's investigation has revealed his findings to be wanting. Maybe adventurers like you don't mind working for free, but we have a business to run. I myself have 4 mouths to feed, so this bird will have to fend for himself, I'm afraid. Well then. Do 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 do. Oh, God's been good. Gaither's goon. Alright, I'll give back every gil I owe, I swear, but no more beatings, I beg you. Look, I haven't got the gil on hand, but I do have this ring. Ain't much to look at, but it'll surely fetch a high price. Was my dear departed mom's wedding ring. But she'll understand. Show it to my man over the ossuary and you'll get your coin. Well, first things first. I think that's the last. Yep. Ah, the fast travel points. Always good to get them all. Greetings, adventurer. What brings you to our Xanath's ossuary? You wish to sell this heirloom on behalf of the Ul'dah. Very well, it is most unfortunate when such drastic measures must be taken. And doubly so when the enemy's question is a fake. Such a godly, poorly wrought one. Also, you do know that our appraisals are not free. Normally this is subtracted from the agreed value. Alas, considering the gradual value of this ring, I'm afraid you would still owe us. However, since this is a rather unusual circumstance, you shall waive the fee this once. Consider yourself the ball. I will personally see to its disposal. I am Erasmus of the Order of Ul'dah, and I am in charge of studying the anatomy of this region's fauna and the environments in which they dwell. For the dark of our order is death itself, and power over death can come only through knowledge of life. One day shall publish my findings in a single comprehensive volume, The Many Breaths of Thanalan. But there is much work to be done before that day. Aid me, brother, bring me 5 bottles of marmot blood. Perhaps I shall name you in a footnote. Marmots are hardy creatures that thrive nigh everywhere. You will certainly find them just outside the city in western Thanalan by way of the Gate of the Sultana. Do take care, they can be feisty little creatures when threatened. Welcome to the Thaumaturge Guild. It is faith that has guided your steps to us. Within these hallowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught, primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you'll join our ranks and with the power of thaumaturgy, I urge you to seize this moment and confide in me your arcane ambitions. Yes, there truly was no other answer, was there? Lean closer now, and I shall whisper to you of thaumaturgy's beginnings. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from ancient Gridania, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Ul'dah, who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged the art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The Dwemer's employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. Thus does our guild thrive in the depths of our Xanath ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, the divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sages guide your descent. But before you leap into darkness, you must prove to our guild master that you have possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits therein. When you raise submit to the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word. Well, eventually will you join our guild? Do you presume to ignore the urging of impatient destiny? A wise decision indeed. To prepare for your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of fundamental thaumaturgical principle. All 108 of them. At least I would if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent to fresh novices, they said. Suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guild masters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house, though they all wield supreme authority. It is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kopi Go, I believe. Yeah, it's a problem when multiple people have have similar names. What? Oh, Thal's teeth, man. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a thaumaturge? Look at that expectant face, Kokobigo. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant for the guild seeking audience with our eldest brother. Ah, prelate, yeah, okay. She can recite the 307 verses of the fairy rites. For the virtuous fall, the simple task of keeping our names straight seems ever beyond her grasp. Well, I for one find the constant confusion endlessly entertaining. My apologies, good sir. My merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. It is our sibling, Kukubuki, with whom you should speak. What's this? What's this? Fowl has led to us a new aspirant. Akabukubuki. Were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki the Eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest of 5 Masters of Thaumaturgy Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succinct understanding of our beloved art. Thus, I would have your fullest attention. To wield thaumaturgy is the least devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capabilities of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzard, somnolence, the thaumaturgists call upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorceress teachings, and you too shall soon hold the narrow power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgist's secrets. For advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? Yes. A confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, Artbird. Let us mark your initiation with 3 eminently practical gifts. My first gift to you shall be, in addition to a hunting log, the names of such enemies that will provide suitable for your training as a thaumaturge. The second and third gifts are the scepter and shield, instruments you shall need to focus the destructive force of your will. I will drop the shield later on. Did you believe your initiation over, my dear Sybil? You've only just begun. Take your new weapons in hand, and I will set you forth upon your first trial. I love how just getting the weapons is enough to learn the spells. Like, I think the way that jobs are handled is much better. And this one shall go there. Yeah. 4, 5. Oh, this is gonna be tough. That's fine. We got it. And there's Kokobuki over there. The scepter well complements the avid desire for destructive power written upon your features. Now, as you complete your initiation with the talks, test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star mammoths, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorceress might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. Okay. I prefer having the actual control mechanism thing or tracker down there. I could do that with all the classes now that I think about it once they have theirs. How can the ossuary demand such exorbitant contributions every single moon? It's outrageous, I tell you. I understand that woman has needs. How do you expect me to pay for robe and sunsilk rouge and sunsilk dresses and feed my marmot? Oh, if only I had the foresight to marry a more ambitious man. This is all his fault. If he just worked harder and showed some initiative, surely he would be rewarded, maybe even promoted. If things don't improve, it won't be long before I join the beggars in Pearl Lane. Save for this cool fake at Beggarface. Speak with my husband, Bobonima, and find some way to motivate him. You should find him at the Coliseum entrance wearing one of those ridiculous outfits. Ah, I'm Bobo Nima. Congratulations, you found the world's worst husband. Would you believe that harpy I have for a wife? She never cooks, she never cleans, she just gallivants around spending my hard-earned money. And now I see she's speaking ill of me to bloody strangers. Well, if you're hell's-bent on meddling my affairs, you can assist me by taking some of these France the Fair flyers and posting them on the walls inside the Coliseum. Got a long day ahead of me standing out here, so I won't be getting to it anytime soon. When you finish, go and tell Vulcan at the Gladiators Guild. He should give you something for your trouble. Of course, she's one of those. The kind of person who is like, oh, my husband doesn't earn enough money, but it's because I'm spending all of that money. You help him bought armor? Well, ain't that charitable, yeah. Franz has gotten pretty popular of late, and his fans keep stealing these flyers and taking them home as souvenirs. So you met Bobo Nima's life? Now I understand. Sorry to hear you got caught up in all that. If you ask me, they're made for one another. Not that it's my place to judge mine. Anyway, we appreciate your help. Just want to check that there's no additional quests in this area. And nothing additional in this area. Okay. Well, as much as I would love to continue exploring Ul'dah and getting everything done, I will have to go to bed soon. So I'm going to do one more mission and then we'll wrap things up. You there. Yes, darling, you. They say you're the fellow to follow. Name's Pomen, and I earn my keep as a dancing girl in these markets. Aye, it's a living, a good one, but it's not exactly what I set out to be when I bid farewell to the mudflats. I know, isn't that the way the tale curls? Still, I should like to be one of those dancers, Dexter. You know, the sort they engage for the grand balls. Be a dancer for craft, not mere wiles, and keep company in high society. Because I'd have to learn a proper sort of dancing. Less shimmy, more stately. That's where you come in, darling. Because I've got a quarry for you to track down. They say a dancing master named Gridania is in town. All the highborn ladies are fluttered willing to take lessons with him. He's the best, that's the word. This is my chance to be something finer than Minnie the Minx. Go to the steps of Dahl and ask around about it, won't you? I will do that later. This is another one of those quests that's high level. Yep. Okay. As much as I would love to continue, I really do need to get to bed because I have work tomorrow and I want to spend some time with my partner first thing in the morning before I go to work. So, yeah. This is where we call it, and it's been fun. I do look forward to seeing where things go next and doing more for Ul'dah. If it's just like Gridania, we'll end up being able to get all of our classes to level 15 before we continue the main story. But that'll have to wait till next time. So until then, as always, I've been Sparks, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. See yas!